The Taken King is just over 3 weeks away, and yet again more and more leaks are coming out. Today I'm going to be focusing on the new Crucible map Vertigo, which I already did a video with the new 8 maps, but today just concentrating on Vertigo. And from my last video you would have heard me saying that this has to be my favourite map just by the picture, and now watching this gameplay that came from Game Informer, I now know why this is going to be my favourite map, because it just looks absolutely stunning. Constant leaping around, there's not just one platform, there's teleporters, there's, looking at this, a new, is it shotgun it looks like? Don't know, could be a shotgun with sight, I don't know, it looks a bit weird that weapon, but yeah, just seeing a new weapon as well has got me excited. But I'm not going to talk through the whole thing, I'm going to let you watch the gameplay and you'll realise why I'm so excited about it and why I can't wait to get into it. And this, as I say, is still my favourite map. It's like a Vex platform that's way in the sky, that's set on Mercury. You can tell by the Mercury sun. Now, we've only ever had one map on Mercury, which was the Burning Shrine, which I'm sure Trials was on that last week, which I absolutely hated. Hate that map. It's too small, too close quarters. I don't like it. But yeah, this again is set on Mercury, which is a floating Vex in the sky. But Cabal have left their mark on it by leaving little ships around the side, which you'll again see in the gameplay. I'm not going to go too in depth about because I just want you guys to see it. But yeah, like I said, this map is probably one of the most beautiful looking maps out of them all that I've seen, and this is a Crucible map that I can't wait to get in. And hopefully Bungie create a new way where you can pick which map you want, or maybe even private matches, because this is the map that I want to go on more than anything, because it just is what stands out to me more. Like I said, there's tons of teleporters that teleport you off to different places. I know there's one teleport that when you teleport through it, it puts you on a massive ledge where you can see 2 of the capture points in clear sights of snipering. So that could be good. I mean, you could see the teleport, have your Nova Bomb or your Titan Smash. You can go through it, Nova Bomb them. There you go, you've got a capture point. I know there's one that's right on a capture point as well, so there's going to be loads of close quarters there. But this map is generally a massive map. I've been watching the gameplay and it's quite a big scale. Now, I'm not going to talk any longer. I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of the gameplay. I'll see you in the next video, guys.
So we'll give you a little loop of the entire map right here. This area right here is the Alpha Team spawn. And then you've got these multiple lanes to choose from. You can head right down the middle, marked by that laser. You can head up to the right side towards B in the teleporter, which you can see behind the pillar over there. Or you can head down to the left here, either by jumping or through the corridor, and this will get you to the A flag. So down here at A, we've got this little corner platform. You can see the steps that take you down around the side. Fair bit of cover around there, a couple good entrances on the ground. And then panning over here, we've got the teleporter platform, the destination platform. So this is a harrowing jump, but you can make it. We want you to feel a little uncomfortable, give you a little bit of vertigo maybe. And then, you know, up here we have, of course, the teleporter exit, the power position that gives you a look. Now we're coming back around to C. So over here, you see that Cabal structure that's been bolted onto the side of the map, as well as me right there.
This is, of course, the structure that parallels the A flag. This is a symmetrical layout, so we're essentially seeing the same set of macro forms and macro cover pieces.
Yeah, at a high level, these shapes are very similar. Same thing, if we pan over here, you see a similar little connection with the little side jump route. And then here we have this bolted on platform of Cabal structure that provides the Bravo team landing zone. And then this continues around, and so you see a very similar route that will lead you up to the B flag area, as well as the teleporter entrance.
So I would say that this map would definitely work best with control, especially with this very interesting element that we brought in here. We actually have a Vex warp gate. This was something that we brought in kind of halfway through the development process as sort of a release.
It was kind of cool. We were working on this, and you know, I had this 3 flag control point layout that I was pretty happy with. But you know, Adam came up one day and was like, "Hey, what if we did a teleporter here?" And for this map, it really, I think, was what it needed to give it that identity of its own. So it's actually a one-way teleporter, because it takes you to this really valuable power position here. So you see point C over there on the Cabal platform, C for Cabal, of course. Looking the other way, you have the A platform out on the Vex structure. One given player can only cover one or the other from there, and you are very vulnerable doing so. And that's why we wanted to make it that one-way teleporter as well, so you don't have people holding B and then cheesing their way back and forth through the teleporter. It's a hard commit when you come out.
Another interesting thing about this platform out here is if you hold sort of the A or C flag, you can get a good beat on this, and you can guard that pretty well. However, the porousness of the map and being on an extremity allows it's a fairly flankable position on these flags themselves, and there's a great deal of traffic that flows through here. The A and C flags cannot see each other, as you'll notice. There's this sort of dog leg that connects them, and it's a fairly short dog leg. But there's a lot of contentious battles that happen between these 2 points. There's also a central connection that goes right through the middle and back up towards your portal again. So this sort of here is the heart of the map, with a couple of really interesting death drops down below that continue to show off the excellent artwork done by our Skybox team, Mark Goldsworthy and his crew of guys. Incredibly talented guys that really, truly elevate this map to another level. And while we're sort of passing out props, I'd like to also mention the excellent work done by the lighting team on this map. It's just so phenomenal and atmospheric. They've done a great job, along with the effects dudes. Everything really came together to make this place feel truly alien and truly different than any other Crucible maps in Destiny to date.
Yeah, so this map is a very precarious map. You can see there's a lot of danger in here, and that's risky in a map. When Destiny first came out, you had players kind of wrapping their heads around the double jump and the glide and the lift, and as we move forward, I think you'll be able to see us take advantage of that a little bit more, and that's kind of where I wanted to go here. It can be very dangerous, it can be very precarious, but you see Adam taking this jump around the side there. It opens up these really great opportunities to make plays and do something really spectacular, or fail really spectacularly, which sometimes is almost as fun. Vertigo is the in-development name. When I created the new map file, I called it Vertigo, and when you were taking these jumps, I wanted that harrowing sense of, wow, there is a lot of distance between me and the ground right now. One of the things that Adam was talking about our center room in this map, and it's actually, in the timeline of building the level, this is actually one of the areas that came on kind of last. It was hard to figure out exactly how to connect all these spaces, but this is a really powerful position in this map, because right now you have that elevated position, you can drop down into these lower routes, but from that point you have access and control to the A flag, the B flag, the C flag, all on pretty short runs. You have access to the initial spawn landing zones for each team.
One other notable iteration during the creation process of Vertigo was when Andrew first provided me a white box mass out of this map. It was, believe it or not, even more pitfall-y and death droppy than it is in its current iteration. If I recall correctly, there was another cut through sort of in this area that ultimately ended up, I believe, conjoining and becoming the middle.
Yep.
In the end.
I had it in my head. Well, the map I had worked on right before this was Sector 618, so I had jumps on my mind anyway. I had it in my head. I wanted to do this kind of wall jumping connection between the two. So there was just this vertical chasm that split this gap, and there were little ledges on each side. So to get across, you do a little hop left, right, and then left again. And a thing I find happens a lot when you're building a space like this, you have a lot of different ideas for, oh, this particular space would be really cool if I did this. But sometimes those ideas are, as much as you like that one idea, that idea is not right for the place you put it. And so one of the things that was really good in the iterative process was saying, you know what, let's not force this. And I think the result we got by closing that route off, it becomes much more clear where you're going. Just in general, at one time, you'd go into a path and you might have 3 or 4 choices ahead of you, and that becomes really overwhelming, especially in a PvP environment where somebody could jump out from any one of those. And I think generally speaking, we've settled in a pretty good spot where every time you take a route, there's pretty clear branching choices ahead of you. Even though on the grand scheme of going from one end of the map to the other, you have multiple choices along the way. At any given point, I think we do a pretty good job in this map of, so you can go this way, you can go this way, and then you move a little forward down one of those, then you can go this way or this way. And I'm a football fan, so I liken it to a quarterback kind of checking down the receivers. You want these quick reads that you can come around, you can read left, read right, read straight ahead, whatever directions you have, and then move forward to the next decision point and go forward that way.
Speaking of the consistent decision making in this map, one of my favorite areas It's actually right outside of the A and C flags is these little sort of figure eights that have been created with these blinds between the two pads. You get to do a lot of little cat and mouse, and you get to do a bit of a dance in these areas sometimes. If you're say sort of trying to flank around and take the alpha flag from the other team, you know, you have multiple ways to get in. Even when your radar right here is just bright red, just lit up, you can still have some really interesting flanking options to sort of fake guys out. If you're showing up on their radar, they think you're coming from here, from back there, and then it's really easy to get behind a couple of guys.
From a high-level perspective, this layout is still pretty much the same layout that I put in the first time we played it, but those micro details of, you know, this route moving over here, this little shortcut closing off entirely or opening up this jump route, things like that are really what kind of makes it that final experience that, you know, we put into the game and are proud to call part of Destiny.
I think we spent a lot of time trying to find the perfect balance for this map between distances and fairness and flow, especially with the sort of wild card that is the teleporter on the backside of the map that essentially shoots you 180 degrees to the other side.
The thing about greatest map is it's really all in the eye of the beholder. I've made some maps in my day that I'm not even especially proud of, but you know, there's always going to be something somewhere in the map that's going to click with somebody. You know, no matter what map we make for Destiny, that map's going to be at least one person's favorite map.
I think that this is probably one of the more unique map designs in the Taken King and in the Destiny universe altogether. The best designed map? I would certainly hope so, given that it's got my name on it. That's ultimately going to be, the community's going to have to decide that in the end, and you know, the user research statistics tend to give us good data on what the best map is.
UR data does not lie.
Yeah.
When I look at the variety of the maps that we've built for the Taken King, where, you know, we have some places on Earth we haven't gone before. You know, we go to the inside of the Cosmodrome Wall, we go back to the European Dead Zone in a, you know, kind of a spiritual successor to Widow's Court. We go out to Oryx's fleet. We have a fallen ship that's been battle damaged, drifting in the reef. We have this towering structure on Mercury. You know, they all have that visual style, and the layouts all bring that little character and personality to them, where you know, hopefully there's going to be a little something for everybody in one of these maps, and hopefully quite a few people will find a home they like here in this one.